When for you did space kind of first grab your imagination? You obviously are now as an adult composing things that are in theme with space, but were you interested in space when you were a kid also?
Oh, very much, very much. That curiosity of space, I always had that since I was a kid, and that only got stronger as I got older. But yeah, like I was always into, like sci-fi TV shows, sci-fi movies, so much to the point where like I actually wanted to be an aerospace engineer at first. Before I got into music, I had no clue, what all that would entail. But yeah, like I always like was curious about the unknown and curious about what was out there, and so that's been reflected through my music in lots of ways over the last few years. Where writing pieces like Rocket Ship or Lightspeed or even the new opera that I'm working on that is getting more into futurism. That has only gotten stronger. I do have a love for that and for just venturing out and seeing what's out there.
That's so cool. I think it's such a wide variety of themes that you can pull in and write about. What do you think is musically interesting about composing with space travel or space adventure and light in mind?
I don't know. For me, it really opens up the imagination to endless possibilities of like what that could look like and what that could sound like. And so I think that's what's been cool is that you get the chance to really explore and kind of open your mind to like, well, what these instruments could be like, what this music could sound like. And I'm also a fan of a lot of like sci-fi movie soundtracks and things like that, and I've listened to how other composers have approached this. And sometimes it can be music that's like very energetic, very driving, like, okay, we are going and we are traveling. And others I have found to be very introspective and very sort of retrospective, looking out into, what we don't know and what's out there and kind of the observation of space in that way. So I think it's just really interesting how different composers can take this huge concept and really, create art that looks and sounds very different from each other.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe do you have any favorite space-inspired music from other composers that comes to mind?
Yes, of course. Like I'm thinking of like the music of John Williams, like obviously Star Wars and all of that, to 2001 The Space Odyssey, the soundtrack from that stuff, or even newer movies like Interstellar or Ad Astra, and so many captivating stories now that are kind of happening, and even more like futuristic movies like The Creator or even like Hidden Figures, kind of talking about like how do we get there, right? What are the problems we need to do? What are the things we need to solve to get us to that point? And so there's lots of inspiration. And so like with the pieces that I've written about this concept, I mean, there's just so much in my head, right, that I could pull from. And so, yeah, it's really exciting. That's what I love about it, is like, you don't know where the inspiration will come from, but there's lots of content to be able to pull from.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned Rocket Ship and Lightspeed. When you were writing those, what feelings or ideas were surfacing for you as you were exploring writing them?
Yeah, I think for me, it's just in both cases, I think it was just the excitement of that. And for Lightspeed, I wanted to write a piece that felt like it was constantly moving and moving and moving, and kind of like going really fast. And so keeping that motion happening with the strings and with the winds and the percussion, kind of keeping it moving, that was really what was in my head. And then for Rocket Ship, it was just launching from the ground and then flying up and taking off. And so musically, what that could evoke as well. So yeah, like those both pieces though are about the energy and about the excitement of these events that happen.
I think for me personally, I absolutely can feel that energy in both of those songs. So I think you did a great job capturing that.
Thank you.